I wanted to make a quick video showcasing my second build of the league. And this is a Poison Bow Pathfinder. In this video you're watching, it's level 85, I think I level up to 86 in the video. Already just blasting T16 and T17 maps. This is shaping up to be one of the craziest builds that I've played in POE 2, period. And the great thing about it is it's actually really cheap to get set up. My current gear is probably 5 div, 6 div tops, and 3 of that is in the quiver itself, and you don't even need the quiver, it's just I like it, so I'm running it. But yeah, I mean, just a crazy build. I mean, as you can see, amazing AoE. The new evasion and deflection is a very powerful combo for defense, and there is just a ton of room to increase the power of this thing. Now keep in mind that, like I said, I just hit maps today. Pretty much hit maps, bought a few pieces of gear, and just started leveling. I'm just trying to get to level 90 as fast as I can. When I get to 90 at that point, I will go ahead and sit down and really try to figure out what I want to do with the build and what direction I'm going to take it. Single target's pretty good at the moment. I wouldn't call it amazing, but my single target abilities are only on 5 links, and I'm sure there's a way to just really scale the damage on these single target poison abilities. Alright, let's quickly take a look at the gear. So, gloves, these are just from the campaign, they're awful, need to replace them. Haven't really needed to, but get a lot of damage there. Considering running the, I believe it's called Death Articulated gloves that give you rage. Doing something with that, because there's also a new gem that increases how fast your poisons deal damage based off of how much rage you have. Could be kind of interesting. But before that, I'm sure I'll just get some solid, physical damage to attacks, gloves. There's also the +1 poison gloves, and then there's also gloves that I believe all types of damage are contributed to poison magnitude, I think it is. There's a few options there. Amulet, again, just from the campaign, just okay. Definitely want plus to projectiles on that if you can get it. I think I did buy this helmet, relatively cheap helmet. Nothing too crazy about it. Decently high evasion with some life and resists. I did buy this 1500 evasion chest piece with high life and resists. I think I bought the belt as well. And the boots, I think I dropped and then got some really lucky exalt hits on it to get triple resist, life, and movement speed. This breach ring, I farmed this on my other character, my first character, so I already had this. And then this is just a crappy ring from the campaign as well. I paid 1 div for this bow. Nothing too crazy. So I paid 1 div for it, and then I got the essence to put the plus level to all attack skills on it. We definitely like to get the chance for onslaught on kill if possible. Now the one weird thing about poison bows is that something like chance to gain onslaught on kill, if the poisons kill the enemy, it doesn't count. So you have to actually get the kill with the arrow, the arrow killing something. Kind of annoying, so you don't have the best uptime necessarily on it, but you kill enough with your arrows that it's worth getting, in my opinion, still. And then the big one, I love Kadiro's Gambit. Every time I play a bow build, I pretty much always want to run this. Totally optional, you don't need it. It's like 3 divine, I believe, but it gives you all kinds of cool stuff. You get arrows that chain and deal more damage, that splinter towards more targets, that return to you, guaranteed crits, potentially rarity, and then stun build up as well. So really cool. Don't need it. And then as far as my secondary weapon here for the weapon swap, I'm just using, in this patch, you can use your just 1 weapon for each weapon sets. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. And then I've just got a high damage plus to projectiles quiver that I'm running for the single target setup. So yeah, that's about it. I mean, seriously, you can get this thing set up and running maps for less than a divine easily. And you could probably take it up to T10 maps for less than a divine, no problem. All right, real quick, let's take a look at the skills. So again, I don't know what I'm going to settle on as far as supports and all that stuff. I've just been throwing stuff in as I've been leveling, and it's been working. So this is definitely not optimized yet. So I've got Despair for a curse, reduces chaos res with focus curse, heightened curse. Poison burst arrow is going to be our main clearing ability. So on that we've got escalating poison for an additional poison rapid attacks for attack speed, bursting plague, nova projectiles, which you could take this out on single target if you're doing like pinnacle bosses or something and put something in for single target, and then deadly poison to increase the poison magnitude by 100%. And, you know, if you don't like nova projectiles, you could run just multi-shot if you want to here. Or at some point, if you get enough just additional arrows from like a crazy bow or whatever, and you're firing like 4 or 5 arrows without even needing a support, then cool, go that route. So we've got Vine Arrow. So this is going to be one of the single target abilities. So this thing does not poison, but you can poison it for it to deal more chaos damage over time. So you don't need to put in any kind of poison supports with Vine Arrow. We've got Magnified Area, Prolonged Duration, Overabundance, and Swift Affliction at the moment. Really don't know how optimal this is, but it's been working pretty well. We've got Withering Presence, which is going to apply Withered to enemies in our presence. And Withered applies 5% increased chaos damage taken and can be inflicted up to 10 times. And we've got Prolonged Duration on there with Chaos Mastery. So next up we have Toxic Growth, which is going to be another single target ability. Now this one does poison. So we've got Deadly Poison on there. Long Fuse. It is a detonation skill. So kind of how it works is with this on here, it's got like a 25-second long detonation time. But as you poison it, it will detonate quicker and deal more damage. And we've got Concentrated Area for more damage and less area of effect. So it's kind of interesting. So let me show you what the ability looks like real quick. So this is it right here. You see it like drops these on the ground. With more area, it spreads them out more. And with Concentrated Effect, it actually, you get a kind of a tighter grouping of them for single target. So that's what we're doing at the moment. And then I've got one of the lineage supports here, Arakali's Lust. 6% more damage with hits for each poison on the enemy up to 30%. I don't know if this is actually good here or not. Gonna mess around with other stuff here eventually, but wanted to put this in the build somewhere, so that's what we're currently doing. Got Wind Dancer for more evasion. Row Amount, just because it's insane with bows. And then the new skill, Toxic Domain. So this thing, you put like a patch of poison on the ground around you, and it increases your skill costs, and you regenerate life. And then your projectile attacks attach these toxic things to the enemies, which can be poisoned. And then they also are detonator abilities. So after a duration, when enough poison's been applied, they'll explode. So everything together like makes for a pretty fun package of abilities for playing poison bows. I would highly recommend this. If you guys are already playing Lightning Arrow Deadeye this league, and you want to try something a little bit different on a bow character, you could definitely do this on Deadeye, no problem. I think it'd actually be really good on Deadeye. The main reason going Pathfinder is because it's got the, you double up your poison stacks. So it's a lot of fun doing that, in my opinion. That's what I wanted to do. You could definitely go Deadeye if you want, or respect Pathfinder, either way. All right, real quick on the passive tree. So, like I said, Pathfinder, so we're getting Contagious Contamination, so it gives you like a proliferate on your poisons. You can also get this, basically the same effect from Herald of Plague if you wanted to play this on a different character. And then the main reason to run Pathfinder is for overwhelming toxicity. You double the number of poisons that targets can be affected by at the same time. So at the moment, I think I'm applying 8 poisons, I believe, which could be much higher potentially later on with better gear and some different variations. From here, I'm not really sure where I'm going to go with the Ascendancy. I mean, you can always just go Traveler's Wisdom for 5 passive skill points, which can be pretty powerful. You can also go into Practical Remedies and get immunity to freeze or shock. Here, I don't think I'd go Ignite. And then you've got Sustainable Practices, which I've never used, but seems to be a pretty powerful defensive layer on paper, especially with how much evasion we're already going to be stacking. So, could be interesting. Skill Tree, again, I've just been throwing stuff in as I've been leveling. I didn't make a POB before I started this character. Probably inefficient, but mainly just going for all the poison stuff, damage, and evasion and deflection. Really is about it. Nothing too crazy. This side of the tree is pretty straightforward for the most part, but I'm sure there's some inefficiencies somewhere that I can definitely clean up and also, once we figure out exactly the direction I want to go with the build. So anyways, guys, that'll about wrap it up. I'm going to keep playing this for a couple days. Maybe you'll have an update out tomorrow. I do need to farm up some currency. I'm a little bit broke at the moment. But with this character, I think I'll be able to farm currency at a pretty ridiculous rate. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.